Welcome back, everyone. Well, today's video is something I've been thinking about for a while now. I wanted to put together a kind of like a top 5 knives for under 30 bucks. So just a real kind of high value option. And one of these knives kind of got me thinking about this concept of this video. You know, when we're out thinking about purchasing a new knife and we're doing the shopping, whether it's in a store or online, there's a lot of must-haves that we kind of break down, whether it's the blade steel, country of origin, the design, who made it, and of course cost. It sounds strange, but there was this time where I was like, well, I can't get a good quality knife for under 80. So my price range is going to be 80 to 150. And so there was all these great knives under $80 that I was totally ignoring. Some I already had, but if there was anything new out there, I was just ignoring them. Purchased this knife here. This is going to be the first one, and these are going to be in order, 5 to number 1. This is the Ontario Utility AK2. This is the knife that got me thinking about this concept. This knife was $25 shipped, and I ordered it through Amazon. And I would never go for something like this, but I was drawn to it because of its price and the company. I'm a big fan of Ontario knives, and made in Taiwan, but the fit and finish, the attention to detail and quality is just superb. This knife should cost double, at least double, and you would still be getting a good deal on this knife if it was $50. And that's going to be our number 1. I'm sorry, our number 5. Going to be going in order here. Number 4 on the list is going to be the Mora Companion. What's so great about it is 2.7 ounces, and this is really the great thing about it, is you can own 2 of those for under $30. And I'm just a big fan of the Scandi grind as well. It's just, for me, it's really easy to touch up because essentially you don't need a knife jig or anything. The bevel kind of works as the jig, so if you have a stone, you just use that to help keep that profile going of the Scandi grind. So I'm a big fan of that. I've always liked Mora's. This is the Mora Bushcraft Triflex. I've used this knife a ton, and this one's actually just north of $30, and I made the sheath here for it. This is going to be the sheath that's going to come with the Companion, and it's great. You can also go with something like this. This is through Grizzly Outdoors. Now this, you're going to spend more on this, much more on the sheath than the knife. Comes with a fire steel, and there's also a small LED light in there. Right now he's selling these at $55, and there's about a month wait on them. But if this is something that's going to be interesting for you, that's the package. It's pretty sweet. Number 3, get out your man card. What is that? It is the oh so famous, introduced in 1963, the Buck 110. These can be found for under $30. I just checked this morning to make sure because I really wanted to include this knife on the list. I found 2 sources where you could get it for $28. One was at Amazon.com. The other one was at Academy Sports. And comes with a leather sheath as well. That is how I would carry it. This knife is really heavy, in my opinion. It's over 7 ounces. I would never carry this in pocket, but I would carry it on a belt carry, like a sheath like we saw here, or in a pack. There's just so much good to say about it. Love that clip point blade. It's came out, it was called the Folding Hunter, and it is what it is. I mean, there was just been this knife has been on so many camping and hunting trips. It has seen its fair share of field dressing. I mean, it's just a classy, great knife. It does come with Buck's unconditional lifetime warranty, and just a huge fan of this knife. I've always been a fan of it, and it had to make the list. Number 2, and we're getting into some really cool territory, the Ratto Folder. This was inspired by its big brother, the Rat 1. Comes in a lot of color options. Also, I forgot to mention the Mora comes in a lot of color options now as well. You can change that clip out to left or right carry, tip up or tip down. AUS 8 steel. This was AUS 8A, I believe. Just a super awesome knife. It's real light, 2.7 ounces. The fit and finish on Ontario knives is amazing. Huge fan of these knives. And last but not least, the best knife for under $30, bar none, in my opinion, is the Victorinox Cadet. I mean, it is just a staple. No matter what I'm toting that day, whether it's a what type of folder, this always comes, no matter what. I just put a little piece of lanyard on there. I usually keep this in the small pocket in my jeans, and I just use that to kind of help fish it out. Probably the tool I use on here more than anything is this small driver at the end of the can opener. It'll work on Phillips head. I use it all the time. And probably the most gifted knife I give people is the Cadet. And I could definitely see myself gifting a lot of the Rat 2s as well if someone's looking more like a folder type knife. I just can't say enough good about the Cadet. I'm just such a huge fan of it. Ever since I was introduced to it, it's just been a part of my EDC, and I just don't see that ever changing. That's it, y'all. This is not the end-all be-all list for sure. There's a ton of great other knives out there as well. Opinel comes to mind. This is just the group I put together. I wanted to put a diverse group together and just knives that I had experience with, honestly. This one is the newest to me, but it's kind of what got the spark or the idea for this video, and just thought to throw it in. If you guys want to create your own versions of this video, that would be great to watch. I definitely have to give a good shout out to the Apostle P, good friend of mine. He knows knives like no other. And if you wanted to do a video like this, even if it was just one knife for under $30, I'm sure we'd love to hear and see more about that. Toad sticker as well. Always love to hear what you have to say about knives. One All's Pub. If you want to do one, it'd be great. I'm just throwing this out there. Video responses no longer exist, but we do like to follow and tag along if possible. I can annotate those links here in this video. Hope y'all are doing well. Thanks for all the views and comments, of course. Good to hear from you. Take care.